You don't find many Freds in the industry today. Fred had passion, I mean, a real passion. And he had passion for not only the business, but for the retailer. And he really had an affinity for the rep.
People usually think he's pretty rough around the edges, and yet he's got a heart of gold. He'll do anything for people, goes out of his way to be nice to people.
I first met Fred in July of 1984 at the Atlanta showroom. And I walked in and I saw this guy up on a ladder, and he was adjusting about 500 spotlights and dusting them off. Shook my hand, welcome aboard, and this is what we do.
I first met Fred in, I believe it was the summer of '75. And my dad said, well, I just got off the phone with this Jewish guy from California, and he said, he sounds like our kind of guy. And it turned out to be a match made in heaven.
He's kind of a unique personality. He just, everybody just loves him. And one of the most important things is he just brings out the best in everybody.
Fred liked to go to museums in Europe, and he and his wife Elaine loved to take cruises. And he would get a lot of ideas about furniture there from previous artifacts that were in the museum, and I don't think people really realize that, but he was really pretty creative when it came down to that.
The 501 Club. So one night we decided to open the bar, and Fred and I were sitting there discussing it, and somehow we came up with a name called 501, because we would not allow liquor to be served in the showroom before 5 o'clock.
And he, we sat and talked for 2 and 3 hours after 5. Most people were shutting down their showrooms. We were writing business.
I've never repped any other line that had a 501 club, but then I've never seen the excitement about a line. I mean, Fred could have a dead market and he'd have more people in his showroom just because of the 501. So if nothing else, the man was as smart as he could be because he knew how to draw them in. Everybody must have said, well, there must be something in that showroom we're showing. And we probably had duds the whole market, but just because of the activity, it was the magnet. And I went, that's pretty smart.
A lot of relationships and friendships were built over the years with dealers and reps because of that evening cocktail hour.
I think he'd like to be remembered as a man that was fair and that his word was his bond.
He would want to be known as a person that helped push the industry and help develop it into a bigger industry than what it was when he first started.
Of course, he loved his family. He had 3 boys. He had a great wife.
The thing he was probably that I think he's most proud of is taking something from nothing and building it into something that was really pretty big.
When I heard he won the award, I was excited. I talked to Joe Logan and called Forrest Dunlap and Bob Durden and Dick Mulcahy and told them we had to have another 501 meeting, and which we are going to have.
It's a relationship. He had all his reps. He knew their families, he knew their kids, and he actually spent the time to learn to know them. And that's a rare trait, and that's part of his personality.
The one thing that I want to remember from Fred is that if I want to team up with somebody, I want to give them the reins of the horse. I want the horse to be able to run, and Fred knew how to do that in his subtle way, and he could get the most out of the least.